Hi, everybody, and welcome to our week number 10 Twitch live stream from our research methods class. Sorry, those ads took like a couple of minutes to get through there, but thank you for those of you who are joining me right now live, and thank you again for those of you who are watching this later, even as a recording. I cannot believe we're in week number 10. We're all the way down here. We're like 2 weeks away from Halloween. Crazy, it feels like it's all going so quickly. I hope you all enjoyed our wonderful, beautiful day of rain that we had yesterday. I sent a message to my partner yesterday. I was like, "Oh, the sun came out. Gross!" Like, I was so excited to have a day of like cold weather and rain. So it made it feel much more like fall. But, and again, I hope everyone is doing well. We are in week number 10, so I want to take a few minutes and talk about what we have going on this week, including our third homework assignment that we have. Of course, give you the extra credit opportunity kind of toward the end and see if you have any questions or anything for me. So real quick, I forgot to double check. Can everyone hear me and see me okay? Is everything coming through fine on your end? Just to double check real quick before I continue. Okay, good. I got a yes, so awesome. I'm glad to hear it. So this week we are looking at chapter 11, and then we have discussion number 10, homework assignment number 3, and then the extra credit, of course, as usual. So let's take a look at chapter 11 and what we have going on. We're looking at confounding and obscuring variables this week. So kind of what are some of the things that could be threats to internal validity. So as always, you have page 1 is kind of the objectives and summary. So what are some of the threats to internal validity? 3 major threats and experiments. How do you view things called zero effects? Beyond the book, I have a little bit here. Oh, how excited it made me to bring in football. Regression to the mean, regression threat. There's something called touchdown regression, which I used as an example here. And then I included this amazingly helpful table that reviews some of the different threats to internal validity in experiments. This is a table in your textbook, but it's incredibly helpful and so like descriptive. I wanted to put it in here as a point of reference. And then, of course, on the last page, as always, you have my key terms and review the things that you'll need to know for the next exam. So as always, make sure you read through all of that, click on any links and explore anything that's in there. Not too much to explore this week, kind of a very standard lecture, if you will, but definitely make sure that you look through all of it and explore it all. As always, you'll obviously want to also watch the lecture video where I'm lecturing about this topic to some PowerPoint slides. Consider taking notes that will definitely appear on the exam. Hopefully make it kind of helpful for you in understanding the materials. And so once you've done those 3 things, read the chapter in the book, read the lecture, and watch the lecture video, you can, of course, do discussion number 10. Discussion number 10, let's let this pop up here. As always, you have my instructions up at the top, followed by my video, followed by the prompt. So make sure that you really elaborate in your responses like most of you have been doing a beautiful job of doing all semester. Watch the video where I go into details about the prompt. That's going to be really, really helpful for you. So with this one, you have this little example here about Professor Beach and like his class. And then you're going to answer these 5 questions about it. So you'll identify the IV and the levels of the IV. What is the DV and how is it being measured? Did Professor Beach use a between or within subjects design and explain? Which of the following best describes the design right here? Pre-test or post-test only, pre-test, post-test, repeated measures or concurrent measures, and explain. Identify and explain one possible threat to internal validity and how it could be addressed or avoided, which is your topic for this week. And then discuss the external validity of the experiment. Can Professor Beach's results be generalized? Why or why not? And when you're ready, you'll hit reply. As you can see, a few of you have already done this. And then don't forget to also reply to a classmate to get those 2 points of credit. Kind of an easy 2 points to get, so you want to make sure that you capitalize and take advantage of that. So that is discussion number 10 related to this week's topics. Make sure that you definitely do that. Very similar, we have homework assignment number 3. And These homework assignments are really meant to kind of pull in everything that we're going over. And so you have an article right here that I'd like you to read. This is the Physical Order Produces Healthy Choices, Generosity, and Conventionality, whereas Disorder Produces Creativity article. So when you click on that, it should open it up for you. You can, of course, download it if that's easier. But here's an article, and this is an APA style article that appeared in the Psychological Science Journal. So hopefully it's kind of interesting and it's an actual article to read. And then once you have read through it, you'll work on homework assignment number 3. And this is where you'll hit start assignment and upload it right here. As always, it's worth 25 points. It should be something that is really helpful for you. Spend a little more time here than on a discussion because it's worth more points. And it's due by this Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. like everything else from this week. So in general, this is something that's going to help you kind of analyze an APA style article. And here are your questions and formatting and instructions. This should probably be like 2 to 3 pages, standard font, standard margins, APA style, all that kind of stuff. Make sure that you number your responses. There are a lot of short questions for this one. Please number them to make it really easy for me to see what you are answering. But what you'll do is you'll read the article that was on the last page, and then you'll find several questions about each experiment. There's an experiment 1 and an experiment 2. And then you can put all of that on its own piece of paper. You'll submit all of that here. It can be a docx, PDF, RTF, all the usual kind of stuff. But what you'll do is for each experiment, you're going to answer the same questions. But you're gaining practice in identifying these things. Hopefully it gets easier and easier to do as the semester goes along. But number 1, you'll identify the IV and its levels. Number 2, you'll identify the DV and its levels. Number 3, is it a between subjects or within subjects design? Again, these are things that you did in the discussion this week. Hopefully they're getting easier and easier to figure out that independent and dependent variable and all of that kind of stuff. Number 4, you're going to think about construct validity and answer these two. What construct are the researchers attempting to manipulate? How do they operationalize this construct? What is the operational definition? Is it reasonable? What constructs are they attempting to measure? So what do they manipulate? What do they measure? Are they reasonable? How are they defining them? And explain. Number 5, you're going to think about internal validity and respond to the following. Did the researchers implement any control variables? If so, list at least 2. Was there a confound? If so, explain. How did the researchers handle variables they could not control, such as various participant characteristics? Are there any other relevant threats to internal validity? After considering your response to these things, would you say the internal validity of this was high or low? And explain. And then number 6, thinking about construct validity, external validity. What was the sample in the study? Was it randomly selected? Is there a potential bias present? Do you think the results of this study are generalizable? So you're looking at all those elements, the IV and DV, right? Is it what kind of design? And then construct, internal, and external validity. You'll answer the exact questions for experiment number 2, right? There's a lot of overlap between the two, but some slightly different things. So make sure, again, that you number these. Just make it really easy for me to see what you are describing. Remember that this is worth 25 points and it's due by Sunday night, so you can click Start Assignment to upload your document. But definitely take some time, and remember that the article was right underneath it, right here. So here's the actual article that you're reading, and here's the homework assignment instructions and link for you to submit it. Okay, so a lot of connection to discussion 10. Hopefully working on them kind of back to back a little bit helps you. As always, I will give you an extra credit question here in a moment, and I'll post the recording of this a little bit later. You have your little wrap-up checklist here as well. Look, my cat came close. I'm like, come a little closer, right? Maybe he'll come close enough that I can grab him. No, they've learned that if they come, speaking of conditioning, right? They've learned that if they come too close, oh, maybe not. Okay, so here's Rolly. Here's my beautiful, thin, small little cat, Rolly. He's such a big boy. He's such a giant cat, and he's just gonna lay down right here and join us. Perfect, right? I mean, that's the one benefit of being at home, right? Like you get cats that join you. But I love this cat so much. He's my boy and such a good guy, right? Though he might block your view for the next few minutes. So anyway, look at I insulted him and now he's leaving. But let me give you the extra credit question and some quick reminders. So as always, if you could just quickly double check your subscription status, that would be really helpful. If for some reason it has like expired, make sure to renew it. Remember, it's only good for 30 days. The other reminder for you, if you're looking ahead to next week, our next Twitch live stream will be on Wednesday, October 22nd at 1 o'clock p.m. Okay, so I put that here in the chat. Next Wednesday at 1, like usual, trying to stick with that consistent day and time as much as humanly possible in life. And then here is the extra credit question for this week. So this is the week number 10 Twitch extra credit question. Let me put it in the chat. What are the three main threats to internal validity that we reviewed and previously discussed? What are the three main threats to internal validity that we have reviewed and previously discussed? And when you're ready to answer that, oh, hopefully you're still with me, right? Okay, when you're ready to answer that, you'll go back to Canvas and then you'll click on optional Twitch extra credit number 10 right here. And then up at the top, click on start assignment. And this will bring up a box where you can type your response. And when you're done, go ahead and hit submit. Get your confetti and trophies, of course, why not? So don't forget to work on not only the discussion this week, but also that homework assignment number 3. We will have one more homework assignment coming in the next few weeks, but we're definitely making our way through our semester pretty quickly here. I cannot believe that there's only 2 weeks left in October. I keep seeing Christmas stuff everywhere. I'm like, slow down, I'm not ready for Christmas stuff, but it's everywhere nonetheless, no matter what I do. I keep trying to not look at it, but it's not working. So anyway, those are the reminders for this week. That is the focus for this week. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll hang out for a little bit. If you do have any questions for me, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to put that here in the chat too. Rolly thanks you as well for joining him, right? My cat. He's still here, but he's like just out of reach, little punk. But I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to minimize my video just so I'm not staring at myself. But if you do have any questions, I am here and feel free to put them in the chat. And I will hang out, like I said, for a few minutes if you do have anything you need me to kind of go over or explain again. Otherwise, of course, you can email me later if you think of something like, later today or tomorrow or whenever.